morning, everyone. Welcome to Temple's Treehouse. I'm so glad you could join us this morning. Okay, what have we been talking about this month? Running a race and practicing for that race. And life is kind of like a race. We have to practice and we have to keep going. We have to get better. And you know what? We even have to practice loving one another and loving God. And ways we can do that, we heard from Miss Catherine, is to hear from God. And we heard from Torianne, is to pray to God. And today I'm going to talk about talking about God. So let's hear what Peter did when he wanted to talk about God. But first, I have a game for you guys. Let's see some sloths race. Sloths are very slow animals. So let's see them race, and you cheer for your favorite. If you cheer, maybe they'll go faster and they'll win the race. Let's see who wins.
Do you have a need for speed? Are you an adrenaline addict? Would driving a Formula One car at over 200 miles per hour still not be enough to get your heart racing? Then you've come to the right place. Because it's time for World Championship Sloth Racing! Not what you were expecting? Don't let their appearance fool you. When these sloths get on the racetrack, look out! You're in for the most intense 2 feet of racing you've ever seen. Let's meet our 4 competitors. First up is Larry McLightning. Now, everyone who thinks Larry is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can. Next up we have Susie Swift. Everyone who thinks Susie is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can! In the 3rd starting spot is Bob Boomerang. If you think Bob is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can! In our final spot is Frankie Too Fast. If you think Frankie is gonna win, stand up and shout as loud as you can! Alright, our sloths are ready to race. Don't forget to cheer as loud as you can for your sloth. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and they're off! Frankie is battling for position. They're giving it all they've got today. Oh, I'm afraid to blink. It's total chaos. Oh, Larry makes a move. Look out. Oh, my. Oh, no. This is a record-setting pace. Susie almost wiped out. The speed is unreal. They're neck and neck. Oh, it's definitely too close to call. What a great move. What is Bob thinking? It's definitely too close to call. Frankie is battling for position. They're giving it all they've got today. Whoa, I'm afraid to blink. It's total chaos. Larry makes a move. Look out. Oh, my. Oh, no. This is a record-setting pace. Susie almost wiped out. The speed is unreal. They're neck and neck. It's definitely too close to call. What a great move. What is Bob thinking? Oh, it's definitely too close to call. Oh, Larry makes a move. Look out. Wow! Larry McLightning wins a photo finish. Congrats to all you Larry fans out there. Whew! I don't know about you folks, but I was on the edge of my seat that entire race. Be sure to join us next time for more Sloth Racing action.
Oh, hey everyone, I'm Erica. And all month long, we've been talking about commitment. Commitment is making a plan and putting it into practice. So I've been training for a 5K race, and guess what? It's only a week away. So I'm a little nervous about it. You see, I haven't told anybody this. This will be my first 5K ever. My friends convinced me that I would enjoy running a 5K. They've been running for years, so I figure they know what they're talking about. We're actually meeting up tomorrow to have a kind of pre-race get-together. I have so many questions to ask them. How long does it take to run a 5K? Will my legs hurt when the race is over? What exactly are we running from? So that should be fun. Or, what if they get tired of all my questions? What if they ask me questions? Will they expect me to know as much as they do? I need to practice what I'll say. So, Erica, what's your favorite part about running? The running part? How many marathons have you run this year? This year? None. If you were running on a track headed west at 12 miles per hour and a train 127 miles away was traveling from the opposite direction at 84 miles per hour, at what part of the track would you and the train meet?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh boy, I am not looking forward to this at all. Maybe it'll be easier if I just stand against the wall somewhere and don't say anything. Hopefully today's story will help. It's about saying what's on your mind, even when you don't have all the answers. See you soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 through 20.
Jesus and his 12 closest friends walked along the dusty road from Galilee to the town of Caesarea Philippi. Perhaps Peter walked with James and John.
Philippi? Seems out of the way.
Maybe that's the point.
Little peace and quiet?
Jesus can't take 2 steps in Galilee without 1,000 people showing up.
Yeah, they say he's... Well, I've heard everything.
Peter stared at the high hills ahead, one of which was home to a deep cavern said to be the birthplace of a Greek god. Philippi was filled with monuments and temples to other fake gods.
Peter?
What? Oh.
Peter looked around. Jesus and his other friends had stopped under a shady tree. Peter, James, and John stepped off the road to join them.
Water break.
As his disciples rested, Jesus turned and faced them. Perhaps he knew that here, near Philippi, where so many people believed in false gods, it was important that his disciples knew and spoke the truth.
Who do people say the Son of Man is?
Jesus' friends understood that when he said Son of Man, he meant himself.
Some people say that you're John the Baptist.
What people? Hello? John the Baptist was Jesus' cousin.
Well, that's what they say. Just saying.
Well, some people say you're Elijah or Jeremiah.
Yeah, or one of the prophets.
People had been comparing Jesus to many important figures in Jewish history. Men who called the nation to repent. Men who did miracles. Men who spoke the word of God. But Jesus was so much more than that.
What about you? Who do you say that I am?
As Jesus looked squarely at his disciples, they fidgeted. They had seen Jesus feed thousands of people from one boy's lunch. They'd seen him heal countless sick people. They'd seen him command evil spirits to leave. They knew Jesus was special. But it's one thing to think something, and another to say it. Peter, as usual, was the one to take the leap.
You are the Messiah. You are the Son of the living God.
Jesus smiled.
Blessed are you, Simon. No mere human showed this to you. My Father in heaven showed it to you. Here's what I tell you. You are Peter.
Jesus was giving Simon a new identity. Peter means stone, something strong, sturdy. Jesus continued.
On this rock I will build my church. The gates of hell will not be strong enough to destroy it. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. What you lock on earth will be locked in heaven. What you unlock on earth will be unlocked in heaven.
The disciples were amazed.
Teacher's pet.
Hey, we were all thinking it. And I don't know, the whole locking and unlocking thing sounds like a really big responsibility.
Jesus knew there were things that would take his friends a while to understand. So he told them,
Do not tell anyone yet that I am the Messiah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Peter had the courage to speak what he knew to be true. And when the time was right, he would share it with everyone he met.
So Peter and the other disciples had a lot of questions. People had been wondering for months, years even, who Jesus really was. But it was important for the disciples not to just wonder about, but to talk about it. So Jesus asked, "Who do you say that I am?" Even though they all had thoughts about who Jesus was, Peter was the only one who had the courage to say what he was thinking out loud. Sometimes it can be scary to talk about what you believe about God with other people. What if you have questions? What if people ask you questions? What if there's something you don't know? Well, I've got some good news for you. No one you talk to has all the answers. A lot of people even have the same questions you do. That's why it's important to practice talking about God. Sometimes it helps to say something out loud to really know what you believe. And sometimes you can learn something new from someone else. So don't be afraid to get a conversation started. You got a few minutes? I have some questions. Me too! I'm glad I'm not the only one. So when you're excited about something God has done for you in your life, share it with someone out loud. And when you aren't sure about something, ask your small group leader or someone you know who follows Jesus for wisdom. Together, we can help each other understand what God has done in the past and what He's doing in our lives right now. Here's the one thing to remember today. Practice talking about God. If you have questions, ask. And if you don't know something, say so. And if you think you know an answer, have the courage to say what you're thinking out loud. So, what do you want to talk about? What I always want to talk about. Stuff. Oh, I get it. Because you're a stuffed animal? Yeah, get it? Because I'm made out of stuff.
Okay, I'll go back in my corner. Yeah.
Bye.
Wow, we have so much to talk about. First of all, did you guys cheer for a sloth in the race? I saw that Larry won. I was cheering for Bob. Were you cheering for Larry? Those sloths were going so fast. Okay, I have a few announcements for you today. But first, I just want to talk about how awesome it was that Peter could speak about what he knew was true. And the truth was that Jesus is the Messiah and He is the Son of God. You know, sometimes I have to practice talking about God so that I know what I'm going to say when people have questions. Okay, now to the announcements. You can register for camp this summer. Our registration is up on our church website, which I'll put right here for you. So make sure if you want to join us for camp, you go and register. We have 5 weeks this year. And my last announcement for the day is that you can watch all of our videos that we put up here on YouTube. YouTube is a great place to watch any videos that you've missed, or maybe you want to watch them again because they were fun, or even just skip to the game part of the video. That's totally fine. We would love if you joined us on our YouTube page. Okay, that's all my announcements for today. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next week.